I watched you in the quiet when you realized what had happened. Do not scroll past this. Put the phone down on the table and just listen. If you walk away right now, you will spend another year carrying a heavy sentence that I never actually handed down to you. I saw the exact moment the guilt settled heavy on your chest. You looked at the pieces of your plan and believed you had ruined everything. My beloved child, I know the thought that keeps echoing in your mind today. You think your recent mistake has canceled every good thing I had prepared for your future. You believe you crossed a line and lost your place. But I am telling you what is happening right now, and I am telling you with absolute certainty. Nothing you did has destroyed my blueprint for your life. I am doing something else, entirely. What I actually saw when you made that choice is not what you think I saw. And what I am doing about it now will change the way you look back at your entire history and every mistake you have ever made. Before this hour is over, you will understand why that old path had to break. You will finally feel the heavy shame lift off your weary shoulders, and you will know exactly how to walk through the new door I have already opened for you. If you are carrying the weight of a mistake today, let me know it with one word. Type yes below to agree that you are ready to let the heavy guilt go. I read what my children write. Now listen to me very carefully. You woke up this morning with a familiar knot tight in your stomach, and you reviewed every single wrong turn before your feet even touched the floor. That knot is not just simple regret. You have been calling it a righteous conviction. You believe that punishing yourself is the only way to earn back my favor. But it is not conviction at all. It is a quiet form of pride that tells you your failure is somehow more powerful than my endless grace. And that is only the very first layer of what has been quietly draining your spirit. The truth underneath it is much heavier. Let us talk about the days since that moment happened. You have been walking through your week like a person waiting for a heavy blow to fall. You smile at the people you love. You do your daily work, but inside your mind, you are sitting in a courtroom where you are the judge and the accused at the exact same time. I have watched you hold this trial every single night. You replay the memory over and over to see if it feels any less terrible. It never does. And every time you replay it, you tell yourself that you should have known better. You think about the doors that seem closed now, and you whisper to yourself that you brought this on your own head. I hear the quiet words you say when you look in the mirror. You have decided that the season of abundance has passed you by because of a momentary weakness. You see other people stepping into their blessings, and you quietly tell yourself that they deserve it because they did not stumble where you stumbled. That comparison is eating you alive from the inside out. It makes the room you are sitting in feel cold and entirely empty. My weary one, I want you to know that I was in the room when you made the choice you regret so deeply. I did not turn my face away from you in disgust. I did not tear up the plans I had written for your life. I saw the pressure you were under before the breaking point arrived. I saw the exhaustion that no one else in your house even noticed. You have been apologizing for something that I have already moved past. You keep bringing the broken pieces back to me, asking me to fix a vase that I have already decided to replace with something much better. The tears you cried in secret were not wasted. They were shed over a loss that is actually a beautiful rescue in disguise. You just cannot see the rescue yet. There is an hour you have come to know far too well. Somewhere near 3 in the morning, your eyes open completely on their own. Nothing in the room has woken you. The house is perfectly still, but your mind immediately begins to play the exact scene you wish you could erase, and it forces you to watch every painful detail all over again. You stare up at the ceiling in the dark. You hear the words you said. You feel the familiar sting of deep regret. You turn over and try to force yourself back to sleep, but the thoughts just get louder and heavier. You imagine the profound disappointment of the people around you, and you construct terrible scenarios where everything you worked for simply vanishes. You imagine my disappointment. And in that quiet space, you quietly decide that you have ruined the best chapter of your life. You tell yourself the beautiful future is locked away forever. I know the heavy thought that is moving through you right now. You are listening to my voice and thinking that this comforting message must be meant for someone else. You believe it belongs to someone whose hands are much cleaner than yours. You think it is for someone who did not stumble and walk away when the path became difficult. I am not going to tell you that your memory is wrong. You know exactly what you did. I know the whole truth more completely than you do. I know the parts you have entirely forgotten. I also know the parts you have never once forgiven yourself for, but you have completely misread who this message is actually for today. You believe my grace only belongs to the people who are perfectly ready and entirely free from heavy mistakes. It has always belonged to the ones who are willing to see they are broken. Your willingness to feel that painful honesty in your chest right now is not the wall between us. It is the only open door. The people who arrive entirely certain of their own worth bring me nothing I can truly use to build a legacy. You have brought me the fragile truth about your own heart. Do you understand how much courage is sitting in your chair today? I did not come looking for the perfect ones. You are looking around at your current circumstances and reading them as a divine punishment. A door closes, and you immediately assume I slammed it shut because I am angry. A relationship falls quiet, and you believe I removed them to teach you a harsh lesson about your own inadequacy. You are interpreting every single hardship as a penalty for that one moment of weakness. It is a very heavy way to live. You wake up every day trying to calculate exactly how much you have lost. You add up the wasted days. You count the broken connections. You look at the calendar and panic because you think you are running out of time to fix it. And every time you try to build something new, your own guilt whispers that it will eventually fall apart again. You have been letting a dark lie set the entire tone of your house. The exhaustion you feel is not just from physical work. It is the deep fatigue of carrying a court case in your own mind all day long. You constantly defend yourself against harsh accusations that I never even made. I have watched you try to negotiate with me in your prayers by promising to work twice as hard if I will just restore the tiny piece you lost. You do not have to bargain with me. I am not a merchant trading favors for good behavior. I am a father holding the entire weight of your life. The mistake you made did not surprise me at all. I knew it was coming before you even took the very first step. And because I knew that stumble was inevitable, I already built the rescue mechanism directly into your timeline before you were even born. You are standing right on the edge of a completely new understanding. I need you to stop reading the quiet seasons as a sign of my anger. The delay you are experiencing is not a sentence handed down by an angry judge. I am doing something much deeper than simple correction. The pain you feel is incredibly real. But the reason for the pain is entirely different from the tragic story you have been telling yourself. The old blueprint is gone, but the builder is still here. This matter is officially settled in heaven. Your only part now is very small and completely immediate. I want you to claim this truth right now. Write it down plainly. Type "My plan is not broken" in the comments below. Write it while you still remember what it cost you to believe the dark lie. Let those words be the quiet end of your long season of self-condemnation. As you write those words, feel the heavy chain begin to snap. The fear of punishment has kept your spirit paralyzed for too many weeks. You have been too afraid to take a single step forward. You thought every path would automatically lead you straight into another terrible mistake that you could not afford to make. But the ground in front of you is being prepared right now. The dust is settling, and I am about to show you the hidden rescue. Let us look closely at what is actually happening in your life right now. You are standing in front of a door that just slammed shut. You read the message that ended the opportunity. You watch the people walk away. You feel like every good thing is slipping right through your fingers. And every single time you try to fix the situation, it just seems to get worse. You sit alone in the quiet. You think you are losing absolutely everything. You have a very specific explanation for why this is happening. You tell yourself that I am punishing you. You whisper in the dark that you ruined the perfect plan because of what you did. You believe this heavy loss is the direct consequence of your own foolish mistake. My child, that is not the truth. It has never been the truth. I am not an angry judge handing down a harsh sentence to break your spirit. Here is what no one has told you about the path you were walking on. You thought that road was leading you to your ultimate blessing because it felt so incredibly familiar to you. You recognized the pattern. You liked the comfort. But a wounded heart will always wander toward what is familiar, because familiar feels like home even when home was completely unsafe. That road was a terrible trap. The rejection you just experienced is not a penalty for your mistake. The closed door is actually a solid wall I built to block you from a path that would have slowly destroyed your soul. I am going to name this for you so you can finally understand it. This is the hidden rescue. I used the very mistake you made to pull you out of a room where you were never meant to stay. Now look back with me at the opportunity you have been crying over. If I had let you walk through that door, you would have spent the next 10 years trying to survive a house that was built on sand. You thought you were missing out on your greatest victory. You were actually being spared from a quiet and devastating defeat. Your mistake did not derail your destiny at all. It simply forced you off the wrong train. You have been mourning the loss of something that was secretly draining your life away. The people who walked away from you were never designed to carry the weight of your true calling. Their sudden departure felt like a brutal betrayal. But it was simply the necessary clearing of the ground before the real foundation could be poured. The collapse of your old plan was entirely necessary for your survival. I am telling you what is moving toward you, and I am telling you tonight because there is no version of this where I let you find out the hard way. I have watched this exact thing happen 10,000 times. A person cries over a broken plan without realizing the plan was slowly breaking them. I stepped in. I stopped the bleeding. I changed the direction of your life. I am not asking you to feel happy about the pain you went through. The sting of rejection is real, and I honor your quiet tears. But I am asking you to change the way you speak about that closed door. You have spent the last 3 weeks apologizing for something that actually saved your life. You keep asking me to forgive you for losing a very heavy burden. So today, I ask something very small of you. Not a grand vow, not a massive shift in your daily routine. Just one quiet choice before you go to sleep tonight. Stop apologizing to me for the door that closed. Set the heavy regret down on the floor. Do not write another long prayer asking me to open a path that I deliberately sealed shut. Saying goodbye to that old road is not a failure, beloved. It is pure obedience. Let the old plan fade away without trying to drag it back to life. I have already written the next chapter of your beautiful story, and the new path begins the exact moment you finally stop looking backward. The hidden rescue is working perfectly. I want you to rest here for a quiet moment. You have heard the profound truth about the hidden rescue. Now let me show you the beautiful room waiting on the other side of it. Come with me into the days that are coming, because there is a completely ordinary morning arriving for you where nothing spectacular has been announced. The sky outside your window is clear and perfectly still. You wake up before your daily alarm even rings. Your feet find the cool floor without any heavy argument. You walk into the kitchen and pour your coffee. You stand by the window with the warm cup resting perfectly in your hand, and you notice that you are not bracing your body for a sudden disaster. Your tired shoulders stay exactly where they belong. The tight knot in your chest is simply gone. Notice what is not in that room with you today. The heavy burden of endless regret is missing. You do not run through the terrible list of your past mistakes before the sun comes up. The quiet in the house does not frighten you anymore, because you have finally stopped whispering the bitter words of what you should have done differently. That familiar shame has completely vanished from the air around you. That peaceful woman standing by the window is not a fragile dream. That steady man drinking his morning coffee is very real. He already exists. That renewed version of you is not being built somewhere incredibly far away from here, in a distant future that you cannot reach. That beautiful morning is waiting right on the other side of the heavy guilt you are still holding in your hands today. The true distance between you and that quiet morning is not time. It is a profound permission. And permission is not something you must wait to be handed by a distant stranger. It is something you boldly declare out loud in a completely empty room when you finally decide you have suffered enough. Say it tonight. Say that you are finally setting the heavy blame down on the floor. Let the morning walk toward you. I saw every single tear you cried over that broken plan. Not one of them was wasted in my sight. The closed door was not a brutal rejection designed to punish you for your momentary weakness. It was the absolute only way to turn your wandering feet toward the open field. You are safe now. You are not walking backward anymore. The rescue is already finished. If you are willing to accept this new direction today, I would like you to make a simple and honest declaration. Type, "The closed door was mercy." If you are ready to let the heavy guilt go, do this so your physical hands can completely agree with what your healing heart is hearing right now. You are finally stepping into a profound and lasting freedom. I am not in a hurry with you today. I have never once been in a hurry with your deep healing. We can walk as slowly as you need to walk right now. The heavy lifting is already done because the dangerous path has been blocked permanently by my own hand. You only need to breathe and let the profound truth settle deep into your weary bones. You are heavily protected. For months, you have been fighting an invisible war in your own mind. You thought you had to earn back my love by feeling miserable every single day. But misery is not a currency I accept, and I do not want your endless apologies for a mistake I have already erased. I want your quiet trust. I want you to look at the new horizon without flinching. The old season is officially over. You do not have to figure out all the next steps before the sun goes down. You do not need a perfect map for the rest of your life. You only need enough light for the very next step, and I promise you that I will always provide exactly enough light for that. Rest your mind tonight. The beautiful plan is still moving forward. It simply looks different than the fragile picture you originally painted. Let the noisy world rush outside your window. Let the other people worry about their fragile reputations and their temporary victories. You have been given a much greater gift than a flawless record. You have been given a second chance that was forged in the fire of my endless grace. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. The weight is gone. You step back when your name is called. You look at the open doors and quietly decide they belong to someone else. You sit in the back row of your own life now. And every time a good opportunity arrives, you immediately find a reason to decline it because you feel completely disqualified. You look in the mirror and you only see a profound failure staring back at you. You assume everyone can see the invisible mark of your mistake written clearly on your forehead. You keep your voice low when you speak. You apologize for taking up space. You are functioning like a broken vessel that belongs on a forgotten shelf in the dark. I have watched you slowly shrink yourself down into a tiny shadow of the person you used to be. You believe you are just being humble. You tell yourself that stepping back is the right and holy thing to do after what happened. You think I permanently crossed your name off my list. You assume the grand plan was strictly reserved for the perfect people who never strayed from the path. You believe your recent action disqualified you forever from being used for anything beautiful. My beloved child, none of that is true. I am completely rejecting that heavy conclusion today. Your humility is entirely fake, and your deep shame is heavily misplaced. I do not cross out names because of a human stumble, and I certainly do not require absolute perfection to fulfill my powerful promises. You have completely misunderstood why that specific moment even happened. Let me show you the truth about the event you keep replaying. You think that what you did was a catastrophic derailment of my perfect timeline. It was not. That very mistake was the exact breaking point your proud spirit actually needed. You had built a fragile identity on your own spotless performance, and that performance had to shatter before you could truly lean on my grace. But instead of running to me when you fell, you immediately built a prison out of your own guilt. You decided exactly what your punishment should be. You locked yourself inside a quiet cell and threw the key away because you felt you owed a massive debt. I am naming this dark trap right now so you can finally recognize it. This is the self-made verdict. It is the profound belief that you must pay for your own sins by living a smaller and sadder life. You are literally executing a sentence that I never even wrote. The self-made verdict keeps you entirely paralyzed while convincing you that you are just being deeply repentant. But true repentance moves you forward, while your heavy verdict only keeps you locked in the bitter past. Now look closely at the ruins of your old reputation. You did not shatter your ultimate destiny when you made that choice. You only shattered your illusion of control. Every time you stepped back and called yourself unworthy, you were simply honoring that fake verdict. You were not honoring me. My grand design for you is built entirely on my own strength. Those painful days you spent hiding in the dark were not wasted time. They were the very days that burned away your heavy pride. The mistake you made was the brutal fire that cleared the overgrown field. And now the soil is finally ready to hold the massive seed I have been waiting to plant. You are not a disqualified failure. You are a deeply prepared vessel. The verdict is completely false, and you do not have to serve another minute of that terrible sentence. The door of your self-made prison is totally unlocked. I am not going to drag you out of it against your will. You have to stand up and walk out on your own 2 feet. The old narrative is officially dead. Stop referring to yourself as a profound disappointment. Stop bringing up the old mistake when I have already buried it. The next time you feel the urge to step back, you must deliberately step forward instead. Worthiness never comes before the obedient step. It always follows right behind it. You are forgiven. Step into the open space. I know the exact thought that is moving through your mind right now. You are listening to my voice, and a quiet whisper inside you says, "This must be just another comforting message on the internet." You think these beautiful words are meant for someone else. You tell yourself that if I truly saw the massive mess you made, I would never speak this gently to you. You believe this profound grace is meant for someone whose hands are much cleaner than yours. I am not offended by your heavy doubt today. The caution in your heart is not a dark defect, it is armor. You earned that thick armor honestly because you have been disappointed by empty promises before. A person who has fallen down does not trust the ground easily. I have absolutely no quarrel with your careful hesitation, but I will not let you hide behind your past forever. The story you tell yourself is missing the most important piece. You assume your failure permanently disqualified you from my love. You think you are the one exception to my forgiveness. I want you to consider a completely different reality. What if the open door was never meant for the perfect ones? What if the new path is exclusively built for the ones who finally realize they cannot save themselves? Your deep awareness of your own brokenness is not pushing me away. It is drawing me closer. We are moving towards something much larger than simple comfort tonight. I did not bring you here just to make you feel a little bit better about your ruined plans. Comfort is a wonderful thing, but comfort is only the doorway. We are walking right through that door together. I am preparing to hand you a completely new set of instructions for the days that are coming. The bitter season of constantly looking backward is officially ending. The heavy chain you have been dragging behind you is already rusting away. You can actually feel the shift happening in your spirit right now. You have been standing in the ashes of your old plan for far too long. You have been staring at the closed door and begging me to pry it open. But the solid foundation I am laying down for you now is so much stronger than the fragile one that just fell apart. You are not losing your future. This is not a temporary fix. I am not simply patching up the tiny holes in your old life so you can limp forward. I am completely rebuilding the house from the inside out. I know you are still deeply afraid to hope again. You keep expecting the other shoe to drop. You think the exact moment you finally relax, another unexpected disaster will strike and take away whatever little peace you have left. You have let the fear of another mistake turn you into a prisoner. But I want you to look up from the broken pieces right now. There is a new passage forming right in front of you. I call it the second chance door, and it does not open for the proud or the flawless people who think they have earned it. It opens specifically for the weary one who knows exactly how much they need it. The soil of your heart is finally ready. The mistake you made was just the brutal fire that cleared the overgrown field. I am about to plant something beautiful in that empty space, but I need you to answer a question for me before we take the next step. Are you going to keep listening to the heavy voice of your own guilt? Tell me your decision right now. Type, "I am not what happened," if you are finally choosing my truth over your dark history. Do this so your physical hands can completely agree with what your healing heart is hearing. Putting those words down is an act of defiance against the enemy. You are serving notice to the dark shadows that they no longer control your mind. The heavy burden of your past mistakes has lost all its authority over you. You are stepping into the clear light. Prepare yourself for what I am about to reveal. Let us look straight into the dark fear that has been keeping you awake tonight. You stare at the torn blueprint of your old life, and you honestly believe you are standing completely alone in the cold wreckage. You think your beautiful future is just a ruined house now. Every single time you try to imagine what comes next, your tired mind just goes totally blank because the grief is too heavy. You absolutely panic. You feel completely lost in the dark. You tell yourself that you broke the perfect design with your own two hands. You whisper in the quiet dark that you have to somehow fix this terrible mistake before I will ever bless you again. My beloved child, that is completely false. I do not need you to frantically repair the broken plan today. The shattered design is not something you need to desperately tape back together while you cry over the pieces. The collapse of that fragile house was never a random accident. You assume that because the old door shut so violently, I must be turning my back on you in disgust. Silence and refusal are not the same thing. Between the loud collapse of your old plan and the sudden arrival of the new one, a massive work is being done. I am working on the deep foundation itself. I am not simply ignoring your desperate prayers for a quick and easy fix. I am doing something wonderfully permanent. Here is the plain truth with absolutely nothing wrapped around it. The sudden change of plans is not a brutal penalty for your human mistake. The old path collapsed because it was leading you straight into a room that would have completely crushed your spirit. I used the very thing you did to pull you off a deeply dangerous road before you went too far. I am finally naming this for you tonight. This is the second chance door. Now look back at the exact moment everything fell apart in your hands. You thought it was a devastating failure that proved you were entirely unworthy of my promises. It was not a failure at all. It was a holy interruption. I brought down the fragile plan because I am building a much stronger foundation that will actually hold your true calling without crumbling. The destruction was totally necessary. You were praying for a very small victory to validate your own efforts. I decided to give you a massive rescue instead. The things you lost in that messy transition were things you were never meant to carry into the next beautiful decade. They would have slowed you down so much that you would have eventually quit. They would have stolen your peace. You did not lose your destiny when you stumbled. You lost a heavy trap. This is the exact moment I have been holding for you. Hear me right now, in the quiet place where you make your deepest decisions. You believe your recent mistake has completely ruined the good plan I had for your entire life. I am using the very thing you did to rescue you. The path that broke was eventually going to break you into pieces. I am putting you on solid ground today. The new direction is already set. Let me say it once, without a single metaphor, so there is nothing left to interpret. You made a choice you deeply regret. That choice closed a door you really wanted to walk through. Because the door closed, you concluded you were being punished by an angry God. You are not being punished at all. I shut the door to protect you from the terrible burden waiting inside, and I am not apologizing for saving you. That is the whole truth. So the long argument with your own memory officially ends today. Not softens, ends. I am shutting down the dark courtroom in your mind, where you constantly put yourself on trial for things I already forgave. Ends. You are not late to your own life. You are not a disappointment. You are not the tragic exception to my endless grace. Lift your head. You are entirely forgiven. I want you to step into the new direction without looking back at the bitter ashes. Do not carry your heavy apologies into this fresh and beautiful season. Set them down right here. Walk forward. The second chance door is standing wide open in front of you, and it leads to a place where your past mistakes have absolutely no power over your future. You do not have to knock. You only have to walk through it. Accept the rescue. The heavy door you have been crying over is permanently locked from the outside, and you could not open it again even if you tried with all your might. And that is my profound mercy. I have completely sealed off the path that would have slowly destroyed your beautiful spirit. You are standing in the hallway of a completely new beginning right now. The old smoke is gone. You do not have to choke on the bitter ashes of your past anymore. I have swept them entirely away. You have spent so many restless nights grieving a loss that was actually a massive deliverance. But now you can finally wash your face and step into the sunlight. The heavy burden of your deep regret is no longer required. You are officially discharged from the bitter duty of punishing yourself. Let the old timeline fade into the dark. I am handing you a completely blank page today. Remember the second chance door I just named for you. Come and see what an ordinary evening looks like when you finally walk through it without looking back at the ruins. Come with me to a quiet evening sooner than you think. You are sitting at your own kitchen table with a plain piece of paper in your hands. You are writing down a simple plan for your week. The light in the room is soft and warm, and your chest is completely relaxed. Your breathing is deep and perfectly steady because you are not waiting for a sudden disaster to strike from the shadows. Notice exactly what is missing from that quiet room tonight. The heavy shadow of your old mistake is simply not there anymore. You are not holding your pen like a weapon to defend yourself against harsh memories. The desperate need to constantly apologize for your own life has completely vanished. The terrible fear of ruining everything again is totally gone. You are just a person making a simple plan for a Tuesday, and that steady person sitting at the table is not a fragile fantasy. She is very real. He is not a distant dream that you have to desperately earn by suffering in the dark for another 10 years. And that beautiful version of you is standing right on the other side of one single choice. The true distance between you and that peaceful table is not measured in time. It is measured in absolute surrender. You only have to drop the heavy bags of your past mistakes. Leave them right here, step over them, and confidently walk forward into the open space. Every single time you try to look backward, I want you to remember the beautiful feeling of that peaceful room. I am not building a future that requires your constant anxiety to keep it perfectly afloat. The new foundation is completely secure. You can actually rest your weary mind. The builder is watching over the house, but there is one specific thing I have not given you yet. I have been holding it back on purpose because it would have meant absolutely nothing to you an hour ago. It has a name. I will call it the final piece of the rescue. You will not receive it in the part of this message that sounds like a quiet ending. You will receive it after. Do not let the noise distract you now. Before we finish our time together, you must understand that the most important sentence of this entire hour has not been spoken yet. It will not be spoken where you expect it. It comes entirely after the blessing. It comes after the part where you will honestly think we are completely done. Do not go anywhere when it sounds like I am closing. That is precisely where the final piece lives. The enemy of your soul wants you to close this right now. He wants you to walk away before the final seal is placed on your beautiful deliverance. He knows that a heart fully convinced of my powerful grace becomes completely unstoppable in this dark world, so you must stay here with me. Guard your attention for just a few more minutes. The absolute best part of the rescue is arriving shortly. Hear this carefully before you move. If you close your heart to my voice right now, you will wake up tomorrow morning. You will reach straight for the exact same heavy guilt. You have been carrying it for months. The familiar shame will slowly settle back onto your tired shoulders, and you will begin the terrible trial in your mind all over again. You will walk into the new day blind to the beautiful rescue I just showed you. You will spend another year apologizing for a closed door, asking me to fix a broken plan that I actually destroyed to save your life. That is the high cost of walking away before the work is finished. I am not telling you this to frighten you into staying here. I am standing between you and that dark outcome right now, and I am absolutely not moving. But you have to stay where my healing hand can reach you. Do not let the noisy world pull you back into the shadows of your old mistakes. Do not look back at the bitter ashes and call them your destiny. The cost of another year of this heavy arrangement is not paid with money. It is paid quietly, in the beautiful things you slowly stop expecting from me. It is paid in the long, dark nights where you whisper to yourself that you are totally unlovable. I am not warning you about a distant enemy tonight. I am warning you about a deeply ingrained habit. Your habit of self-condemnation is the only thing that can keep you locked in that prison. But every single minute you have stayed here with me tonight has been adding to what I am firmly rebuilding in your spirit. The time you have given me is not just time spent. It is building material. Your willingness to sit in this quiet room and face the heavy truth is an open door. It is letting me reach deeper than I could the last time you ran away. You opened something profound by staying. And I am walking through that opening right now to break the old chains. The tightness in your chest is loosening as you listen to my voice. That is not your imagination playing tricks on you. That is me. What is happening in you at this exact moment is happening because you deliberately chose not to leave. You chose to face the uncomfortable truth about the door that closed. You chose to believe my gentle voice over the harsh voice of your own endless guilt. And that simple choice has already started to shift the entire atmosphere of your house. The heavy shadows are finally retreating to the corners. I know the dark noise of the world is going to try to convince you in the morning that none of this was real. The enemy will whisper that you just felt a fleeting moment of emotional relief and nothing has truly changed. I want you to be perfectly ready for that whisper. I want you to have a solid weapon in your hands before the sun even comes up. The weapon I am giving you is a very plain declaration. Right now, you are just someone who heard a comforting message. In 30 seconds, you can become someone who boldly said the truth out loud. Those are two completely different people. And the second person is much harder to talk out of their freedom in the cold light of morning. When you write it down where others can read it, you stop being a quiet listener and you become a living witness. I am not asking you to repay me for the rescue. There is absolutely no ledger between us, and there never has been. I am asking you to do this because a beautiful thing that stays hidden inside you can still be argued with. But a thing you have written down plainly cannot be argued with quite so easily by the dark shadows. That is the only reason I am asking you to mark this moment. The loud teaching is completely finished now, my beloved child. Everything I came here to explain about your broken plans has been said. What is left in these final minutes is strictly between the two of us. Let the heavy words rest now. I want to speak to you the way a father speaks to his weary child at the end of a very long and difficult day. I am lowering my voice because this last part is not instruction. It is my blessing. You came into this hour carrying a dark story that you had stopped noticing you were carrying. You believed you were a tragic failure holding the ruined pieces of my perfect plan. You are not walking out of this quiet room with that story anymore. What you are walking out with instead is much smaller and heavier and infinitely better. It is the solid knowledge that the violent closing of that door had my own hands firmly on it. You will stop condemning yourself in the dark. You will step into the new direction without ever looking back at the bitter ashes, and you will not apologize for the rescue again. Somebody in your family line will live a completely different life because of the heavy guilt you refuse to pass down to them today. You have finally broken the cycle of constantly punishing yourself for being human. I told you there was one final piece of the rescue that I was holding back. I called it the last thing I kept, and I promised I would give it to you when you thought we were done. Here it is, and I want you to hold it close to your heart forever. The beautiful future I am building for you does not require your absolute perfection to survive. My grace is not a fragile glass that shatters when you stumble. The new plan is built entirely on my own unshakable faithfulness, not on your flawless performance. That is the final piece. You are completely safe to try again without the terrifying pressure of having to get every single detail perfectly right. The heavy burden of maintaining your own salvation has been permanently lifted off your shoulders today. The final seal is officially placed. Now go. But do not go quickly. Walk out of this quiet hour the exact way a person walks when they have finally stopped auditioning for a beautiful place they already belong to. You do not have to prove anything to anyone who has been waiting around to watch you fail. I am with you in the car tomorrow morning. I am with you in the quiet kitchen at midnight. I have always been with you. Make this beautiful truth yours before you put the screen down. Put your physical hand on these words and make them your own declaration, in your own writing, in your own name. Type, "I am not what happened below," and let this place know you stayed with me all the way to the end. I read exactly what my children write. Every time the enemy tries to tell you the old lie tomorrow, you will remember the exact words you typed tonight. Say it loudly. I am not what happened. You are the one who was safely redirected by my loving hand. You are the heir of a promise that is much older than your deepest regret. Go in profound peace, my steady one. Walk forward.